Today on the podcast, we're talking bucket lists, goat yoga, and Santa Calagon days. This is the Kansas City Podcast. Welcome to the Kansas City Podcast. I'm your host, Cole Lindberg. Many of you know me as the guy who got stung by a wasp last week, and I'm healing fine. And if not, it's nice to meet you. You know, each week here on the Kansas City Podcast, we are joined by a one-of-a-kind KC native for a conversation on life in the city of fountains. I've said this every week. I said I was going to keep saying it. Thank you again to 435 Magazine for making us the best local podcast. So exciting. How do you feel about that? Do you think that's pretty sweet?
It's amazing. I follow 435. I get them every month, and I saw that. Congrats.
I'm following them now.
It's a huge honor.
It is. It's very exciting. And, also last week, just a little bit of housekeeping here. Last week, in my episode with Alex, I pitched a podcast idea. And I did receive a few people that got back to me and said, Cole, this is a great idea. Did you listen to this last week, my idea? No?
Remind me.
Okay, so my idea is that, I wanted... my wife does not like the show Game of Thrones.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever watched Game of Thrones.
I think that's a common marriage dynamic.
Yes, and so my goal is before the final season to get her to watch Game of Thrones, just to the pop cultureness of it, and then have her, like, we watch an episode and then have her review it, and she tells me how much she hates it.
Yep.
And or
can't remember the names of the characters.
Yes, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to call it like my wife watches Game of Thrones or something like that, just as a fun little thing, but I had a few people say you shouldn't stop there, you should just do all movies and pop culture. And so I was like, it could be like a pop culture catch up for my wife, because she has all these things that we both love to watch, but then there's other parts of it where she is like, she's never seen Game of Thrones.
Never
That
was actually a Halloween costume that we did as a family.
Really? You did a Game of Thrones Halloween costume?
Yeah, I can show it to you.
What'd you do? Were you...
So I was Khaleesi.
You were Daenerys, yes.
Yes, and then my husband was Jon Snow.
Okay.
And then we only had our first daughter at the time, and she was the wolf.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
See, okay, all right.
We got a lot of rave reviews about it. It was cute. But I had no idea what I was talking about. That's the problem. I just went along with it.
So, you went, okay, I get it now.
Yeah.
You just went along with it.
Yeah.
You have heard her voice. She's been sitting here. She had a Halloween costume. She is in charge of the @Kansas City bucket list on Instagram. And every week, she goes and does something cool around the city. Am I explaining?
Almost every day, maybe 4 times a day.
Okay, and
it's
so
crazy.
We're going to talk a whole bunch about this. Please welcome to the podcast, Mindy Hargesheimer.
Got it. Thank you.
I did it. Yes, thank you.
Nailed
welcome
it.
to the show. How are you?
I am fantastic.
Let's talk about where people... @Kansas City Bucket List, that is your Instagram account.
That's correct.
And it's a great follow because you go and do all these crazy things all over the city.
Yep.
I recently saw you went and did goat yoga?
Yeah, I like to call it goatga.
Goatga?
Yeah.
We're going to talk all about that, but I want to know, because goat yoga to me is so
Total
exciting.
bucket list item, for sure.
Where did this idea come from? And, where did this all begin?
Sure.
Let's the genesis of it
Yes, back to the origination.
Yes.
Okay, so we moved here 2.5 years ago from Chicago.
Okay.
My husband and I, that's actually where he's from.
Okay.
Somewhere along the way, I have no idea, I came up with this concept of every day is on my bucket list.
Oh, okay.
And that kind of stemmed from this whole concept of it might sound a little bit cheesy, but you truly only get one life to live. Make the most of it. Don't wait until you're retired to spend your money to travel, or don't wait till tomorrow to do something, because you just never know. And so we're very adventurous people. We love to explore. We love to travel. Being in Chicago, urban environment, there's no shortage of things to do.
Yeah, I love Chicago.
It's
I've
amazing.
been to Chicago many times.
It's an incredible city. It was so fun living there. So we would go try new restaurants, live music, whatever the case may be. And so it was always my mentality of every day, I'd love to do something new, exciting, even if it's something minor at home, right? Learn something new. So when I moved to Kansas City, coincidentally, a lot of people were like, you've been more places in Kansas City than I've been in the 2 decades that I've lived here.
Really?
Yes. So my whole thing is that a lot of people kind of stay in their bubble. Now, rightfully so, you've got kids, you've got schedules, you've got work, things like that. But I lived here in 2002, 2003.
Oh, okay.
Moved here in 2016. It's like night and day.
Wait, so how long did you live here in 2002 or so? Were you here
so
for a couple years?
I went to KU.
Oh, okay.
Graduated.
Yeah.
And then I lived here for about, I think it was 2.5 years. And then a friend of mine, actually a couple friends, and I moved to Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah, in our early 20s.
So, okay, well then that's got to be an interesting dynamic because I can only imagine like being here for a little bit and then coming back like 14 years later and being like, whoa, there's a lot going on.
Yeah, and I talk to people about this all the time. Like, I honestly have no idea what was in the Crossroads at the time, but I'm thinking nothing. Like, you probably wouldn't have stepped foot in there. I don't know. Maybe somebody was there. But truth be told, it was like you would go to the Plaza, you would go to Brookside, some of those staple neighborhoods. But I had no idea what the Crossroads or West Side or City Market, River Market, a lot of those, what they had.
Right.
And so when we came here and started getting out and doing what we do, exploring, we were kind of blown away with what Kansas City had. And moving from Chicago, people were like, oh, you're moving to Kansas City. You excited? Yeah. And, we're like, yes, we are. So when people come
here, let
here.
me slap you in the face.
Yeah. So I love Instagram personally. I have a separate personal account that I do, family photos, friends, travels, things like that. But between loving Instagram, taking photos, writing, talking to business owners, that type of thing, and having a couple good friends who are in the world of social media as well, was kind of inspired to start my own and do this Kansas City thing and just kind of took off from there.
And it's growing. That's
it.
because how many followers? You have over 7,000, right?
I do. Yeah, it's like over 7,100.
So,
like
that. So you're making the time every day pretty much to go try something new and different, which I think is amazing.
Almost, yeah. I don't know where the sleep comes in, but it's somewhere it happens.
Have you regretted it yet? Are you just like,
not
oh no,
a chance? Yeah.
Okay.
No, as we were discussing, I work full time, but we've got 2 kids. We've got 2 daughters, 4 and almost 1.5. So not only for us, the idea of staying home on the weekend, having 2 kids like on your ankle or getting into fights or whatever, that's not ideal for us. So we take them out.
Right.
So we go do things. And then by default, we get to, so I'm always researching what's going on and we take them and we get to have a good time and they get to have a good time. And then of course I do my own thing. And then my husband and I will do date nights or we'll go out with friends and family, that type of thing.
See, okay, so that's
a lot of
very
nights,
exciting.
a lot of weekends, working from coffee shops.
Yeah. Do you actually maintain, because of course when I think of like a bucket list, I think of like an actual list.
Yep.
So do you have a full list maintained that like you're looking at checking off as you go? Okay. Is it like super long?
Yeah. Like I can't keep up with it. So I have multiple lists, sadly.
Oh, really?
I have an Excel sheet
that
I keep, that I have a schedule of what my features are going to be.
Nice.
I have a list by month of the things that I plan on doing. So now we're getting into fall, right?
Okay.
So I'm going to start doing some sort of fall features like cider or pumpkins or, whatever the case may be. Of course, the holidays will be coming up.
Yeah.
I have a list on my phone of either notes or places I need to reach out to because it popped into my mind at 2 a.m. to go to. So things like that. Yeah.
See, okay, so that's super exciting.
Might be a little OCD. I don't know.
Well, no, it's not OCD because, I feel like you're trying to, like, always, keep up with it and trying to find something new.
Yeah.
Like, can we talk about maybe, like, some of the things that you've done recently? Like, what's some things that you did recently that, you've, like, gone...
Well, goat yoga.
Okay, so goat yoga.
So we can start with that.
Okay, so where did you go to goat yoga?
So that was at Deanna Rose.
Okay.
Which it's over in Overland Park, so primarily for kids to go to. In this case, it is mostly adults going.
Right.
And I don't, so I just did the feature on it. This whole concept of goat yoga came about several years ago. Somebody capitalized on the fact that people like yoga and people love baby goats.
It happened in like Portland or somewhere around there.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I was just researching it. That's exactly right. And so I'm surprised how many people haven't heard of it because it's been on my list for probably a good year, 2, 3, I don't know. So did that with a good friend of mine, and you just laugh through the entire thing because it's so ridiculous. But it's like
a pin.
It's a picture perfect moment. And it's and to me that's the way you start engaging with your friends or even people you don't know because they're like, what is this? I had no idea you could do that. So that's one of the reasons.
So wait, but you're in a pin.
You are in a pin, yeah.
And then you're doing yoga on the grass,
so you're barefoot
on a mat,
on a yoga mat.
And then did they just release the goats?
So they released the goats before we actually got into any kind of yoga mode. So they come out of the barn and following their leader, and she's got the bucket of food, and you're like, oh, that's so cute. So then they come by the instructor, and everyone's taking pictures, and then you start the class. Now, the reality is people need to know, because I've had friends ask me this, is they do pee on the yoga mat, and they do poop next to you, and you're barefoot. So, like, if that freaks you out, it's probably not your thing.
But did any of the goats climb on you? Well,
oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, but they put food on your back.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah, it's not like they just are attracted to, like, they want the food.
Okay,
they purposely go person to person so you can get your opportunity.
So
they jump up on your back and they walk on your back, and then they'll like walk through your legs, everything.
All right. What else? Give me something else that you've done recently that you like, that you didn't expect, or that, hey, let's go
I'll
try
tell you a
this.
funny story about what's coming up this weekend.
Oh yeah, let's go for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Kansas City is having its first annual coffee and donut festival.
I've heard of this.
Saturday.
Yes.
So one of the co-founders behind it reached out to me on Instagram a couple weeks ago, and she said, hey, we'd love to partner with you. Would you like to do a giveaway for a couple tickets? I love doing giveaways. I love giving people the opportunity to enter to get something for free to go do it. And then by default, of course, their friends and family will go as well.
Right.
So did that. I got an email from her earlier this week, and she said, well, first of all, let me tell you about it. It's unlimited coffee, donuts. It's the best of. So they have a contest of that. They have a jelly donut wrestling contest, which is a first for me to hear of.
Okay.
And then they have a donut queen contest. So
the donut queen.
I was asked to be a judge in the donut queen contest, and
Very nice.
I have to say I'm pretty honored.
I
didn't see that coming in my life.
What is did they give you the criteria of what you're looking for in the donut queen?
No, I'm curious to see what that is. Yeah, I have no idea. I'm not even sure what I'm supposed to wear, so I don't know what kind of training you get. I might be thrown into this one.
Yes.
So that's a random thing that I'll be doing.
Very nice. Now, okay, so when you were in Chicago, did you go to the limits that you went to, like, here in because it wasn't like you had like Chicago bucket list or anything like that.
No, I did not think of it at the time.
The spreadsheets, did you do all that? No. Okay.
No, that all started here.
So it's strictly here.
Strictly here.
What's the thing that surprised you the most? Like that there is so much amount of stuff?
Yeah,
like
easily. I would say so I didn't think of the idea in Chicago.
Yeah.
But for example, I was talking to a couple people with Made in KC.
Yeah.
So I partner up with them. I'm a contributor for their site. So a lot of what I write or some of the projects that I do will be featured on Made in KC along with like 30 other contributors. So I was talking to a couple of them about it. And if you look at like a Chicago, which is significantly larger, I think it would be so much more difficult to accomplish this because really Chicago, you'd have to choose like one or two pockets.
Oh, yeah.
To really saturate all the things that are available. So Kansas City is kind of this like perfect size city where there's an endless amount of things to do, but everybody supports each other and people love this city. And people say it all the time, like there's a passion for Kansas City people never even really knew about. Yeah. But if you're one of those people, you talk to other people about it and you'll tell the world. So it's kind of the perfect Midwest hidden gem, but with all these incredible ideas that are popping up all the time.
That's got to be pretty crazy then. That's because, I mean, to like live here for a bit and then leave, then come back. Because, I mean, I've lived here my whole life. Mm-hmm. And even when I was younger, it was like we never went to the city. Like we never, I lived up north and it was like we never went downtown. Right. And now it's just like, hey, we should go ride the streetcar. We should go, go park at Union Station and go. I mean, it seems like it's just growing and growing and growing and growing, but it also still has that small town feel at all times.
My other thing with it too, as I mentioned before, we love to travel. Yeah. So we love to travel the world. It's a passion of ours. And so when you get older, finances, kids, work, all that stuff can come into play with kind of slowing that down. Yeah. And if you have that desire and you can't always do it as much as you want, sometimes you can get, frustrated. You want to go do something new. So the way that I look at Kansas City is treat Kansas City like the world you want to travel, because there are so many different cultures and so many different kinds of food. You can go get champagne one night. You can go get chilaquiles another morning. Yeah. All these things that will kind of give you a different cultural taste or experience. And I think that's one thing that I'm trying to spread the word on is how much you can get that experience at home without paying for flights or hotel. And you can come home and be like, that was an incredible night. I had no idea.
the Instagram account is one thing.
Yeah.
I mean, what's next? Do you like write a book? Do you like?
I did have somebody reach out to me saying, once your book comes out, I'll be the first to buy it. And I was like, that's not an idea I had thought of, but that would be fun.
Well, I mean, because that's the thing. Like, you know, you're showcasing all these things, and there's some people that like my mom doesn't use Instagram.
Right.
She would have no idea.
I know.
You know, and so I'm trying to think of like what's the next step to really get it out there to showcase, because you're going and doing so many cool things that some people may still not even know about.
Yeah, you're right. And yeah, I have Instagram, which is the one platform, and I haven't moved into all these other outlets yet. So the book is kind of an interesting one, because once that idea came up, I thought it could be kind of fun to do like, you know, maybe a yearly edition of all the like I have, as you can imagine, thousands of photos and so many notes and all the commentary that I've written up, and almost like I'm thinking, I love interior design. So like a coffee table type book that would be specific to Kansas City, but not just a pretty picture of the Kaufman Performing Arts.
Right.
But maybe something a little more, an inside look with some of the details. Because that's what I do. Tell the story.
That's very nice. I feel like you've got like some really big options here if you continue to grow or whatever.
That'd be great.
Because I think that there's so much, even when I look at it, I'm just like, I didn't even know goat yoga was available in the city yet, right?
Yeah.
Like I've heard about it. I've seen, you know, it on the news, and then
I'll be sure to tell you when it comes back next year.
And so then to like know that, oh, it's coming up. And it's like, I mean, you're talking to a guy like, I have a podcast. It's called the Kansas City Podcast. And even I don't know all the
That's
craziness.
exactly the point, though. That, I mean, and clearly there are things that I don't know about either.
Yeah.
But that is the goal, is to be the person who knows of all of those things, kind of the go-to resource for that, and feature it.
Yeah.
I want to tell the story. I want people to feel like they're there.
Yeah.
So when I go into a restaurant and I tell the story about it, I want people to get almost like a real sense of what it is. So when they go, then that completely resonates 100%. They get excited about it.
When I think bucket lists, you know, I always think like shooting for the stars, right? Like your big like top thing, like I have to jump out of a plane, or I have to travel. And that's
Kansas City, right? Everyone around the world, bucket list, Kansas City.
List. What is the thing that you feel should be like, or the thing that like you would immediately put to the top of, like, if someone said to you, they're like, okay, look, I need to know like the 4 or 5 things that I have to do, right? Like gotta put on my, like what's some ones that have surprised you, or like you'd put up there and say, oh, this is the one
that I've experienced?
Yeah, for sure.
It's a good question, and it's hard.
Well, it's supposed to be hard.
Because there's so many. I know.
It's supposed to be hard, right?
Because I get people reaching out to me on Instagram all the time saying, hey, we're traveling in from Michigan. My husband and I are coming. What should we do?
Right.
You know, and I've talked with some other people here where we're like, help me narrow it down.
Yes,
like, we have so much to do. Do you like live music? Do you like sports? Do you like barbecue? Do you like sushi? Like all of that stuff. So, you know, I kind of have my response now for people, particularly who've never been here before, to say, if you're looking for the best view of Kansas City, go to the top of Liberty Memorial on a sunny day.
Okay.
That's an awesome way to see Kansas City. If you love sports, I love Sporting KC. I think that's one of the best places to go to watch a game. I love the stadium. I think it's really like, you know, it's got this very European feel, and it's an awesome energy in there. But food is so hard because there's so many incredible restaurants. But I, of course, always say, like, some of these are obvious, right? Like, go to Boulevard.
Yeah.
The Boulevard has one of the most amazing tasting rooms there in their rec center. Like, it's incredible, and doing the tours and everything. So, but like, see, I could keep going. Well, it's like Nelson Atkins is amazing. You know.
But what's the thing that's
Crossroads.
okay? So let's change a little bit. Like, what's the thing that like is on the top of your list where you're like, hey, we got to go do this again? Like, has there been one that's like been like, oh, this was so much fun, not what I expected, I need to go back? Or because I always think about like there's the restaurant where like I'll go to and I'll be like, that was really good. Mm-hmm. I know there's a million other restaurants out here.
Yep.
But I want to go back to that one, or I want to go back to this event again. Like, I want to go back to Boulevard next year, but I want to do Taps and Taste, you know, or I want to, you know, like, is there anything like that on your list?
So there are a lot of restaurants like that.
I'm prodding you for like other cool spots.
And this is where it's always hard. Like, I'll tell you, we had an amazing dinner at Corvino Supper Club. Have you been there?
No, not yet.
It's fantastic. Like, we had some of the best food we've ever had there. And you can go there and get some very high-end dish that's beautiful and looks like a work of art. But they truly have one of the best burgers there.
Yeah.
So you could just go to the bar and get a beer and a burger. And it's incredible. So that was one that we had a really great experience at, as an example. But there's so many. The problem with me is that I'm always trying someplace new.
Yeah.
So we don't get back to the same place all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, let me think of some others.
That makes sense. I mean, well, okay. Is there anything on the list right now that's like you haven't been able to do yet? Because maybe it's like a one time a year deal, or like it just hasn't presented the opportunity yet. You're like, I have to go try this.
Yeah.
What do you got?
That I haven't done yet. I know, and that's the sad
I'm
thing. There's
trying
so
to,
many things that I haven't done yet.
I'm trying to like
a million restaurants. So for example,
just show me the list.
Yeah, I know. I should seriously get my computer out because it is long.
I bet.
I mean, a lot of restaurants. Like Bluestem is one that's been around forever. I haven't been to Bluestem in Kansas City.
Okay.
That's a really great restaurant. Same people behind Rye. If you've been to Rye, Rye is incredible. It's one of my favorite restaurants. They have 2 locations, and I want to go to Bluestem, and I want to do their multi-course meal with wine pairings because that's fun.
Yeah.
By the way, on the flip side of things, one thing I haven't done, because barbecue always comes up with Kansas City, I want to go on like a barbecue, like a dive barbecue tour.
Okay.
So love Q39 and I love Jack Stack. Those are great. But there's so many barbecue places that I haven't been to yet that are like in a shack.
Yeah.
And that's I love that. I love the high-end things, but I love the dive bar with like the peanuts on the floor and the popcorn machine. And I want to go to the barbecue place that's like that.
Very nice.
That's kind of a tour that I want to do. A dive bar pub crawl. When
you have this full list, are you like just picking at random? You drawing them out of a hat? You're like, hey, maybe we should try this next? Or like,
it usually comes from, a lot of it comes from like following other people on Instagram.
Oh, okay.
So I'll kind of get the inspiration because somebody posted about it. And you know, I did my research and it looks right up my alley of what I would want to do. So not so much pick it out of a hat as it is like this, just being inspired by somebody else, or I don't know, maybe an email that I'm on that it came through, something like that. Yeah.
It's very exciting.
Friends telling me.
It's very exciting. The Kansas City bucket list. I'm trying to think of like my Kansas City bucket list of like, because it's hard for me too, because I think of the things that like are on my list of like, oh, you have to go do that.
Yep.
But also the things that are on my list, like, I haven't done this yet. I need to go to that. I know that, are you going to do anything?
I'll tell you one thing I do want to do. That'll be coming up next spring. The news came out that Jay Rieger is going to be expanding. So that is high on my list because I haven't actually done the tour at their current facility.
Yeah.
That's not till next spring, but that's going to be a big one for me.
Are you going to open spaces?
Yep.
When are you going?
I'm not sure yet.
You're not sure? I'm not sure either.
Yeah, I have to figure that out, but it's definitely something that we're going to do.
I've heard good things. I've heard it's fun.
I had never even heard of it until this year.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's brand new, like, right?
I think they do it. I thought they did it every other year. Is it?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
I think this is the first year.
Maybe it is.
I mean, but that's the thing, like, I can't confirm it's the first year. I'm pretty sure it is.
We'll double check that one.
But that just goes to show me that, like, there's just more and more stuff that I'm missing out on or things that I haven't done yet.
Exactly.
And so it's kind of like, I'm kind of jealous of you getting to go out and do all these things. Like, I'm kind of jealous. It's not fair.
But then you can spend your time. So thankfully, I have a lot of people reach out and say, I had never heard of this place. I went to it because you featured on it. I loved it. People will tag me in their posts. People have birthday parties, date nights. So it's great because I know it's working and I'm inspiring people to do this. So you can do the same.
I could. Well, that's true.
I guess what would be on your Kansas City bucket list?
Well,
then?
because I still need to go. There's one place that I haven't gone yet in the city that I really want to go to, and I need to go to the Negro League Baseball Museum.
Yep.
And the Jazz Museum.
Yeah.
And like, I've been down that area plenty of times.
Yeah.
And I've just never gotten the chance to go.
The Blue Room is one thing I haven't done, and I want to do that.
I've been to the Blue Room.
Yep.
And it's wonderful. Like, it's just amazing. Like, you walk in and you're just like, wow.
Yeah.
But like, I also feel like, so those are things that I want to do. But then at the end of the day, like, also, if I told somebody, I've told this to plenty of people that are like coming to town, or they're like, what do I need to do? And I'm like, you need to go get a Z-Man at Joe's.
Oh, for sure.
Like, you need to go to Z-Man at Joe's. And like, like, that's the stuff that like, I think that is always going to be like at the top of my list. Like you have to go to Z-Man. Yep. And if you want to see an awesome museum, you go to the World War I Museum.
Yes,
if you want to go check out, like, if you want to visit around, see some places, go get on a streetcar and go down to City Market. Yep. And go hang out down there. It's pretty
I'll tell
sweet.
you two very sad things. I have not been on the streetcar. And I have not been to a Chiefs game.
You've never been to a Chiefs game?
Isn't that crazy?
Are you going to change that this year?
Yes.
You better.
I will.
I mean, but if you're going to do it, you need to go all out. Get up bright and early.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Go, like get with the group, tailgate, do the whole tailgate thing. You could spend hours upon hours upon hours just in the parking lot.
Right.
Just smelling food and like looking at people
playing bags.
It's insane. I
don't know how that hasn't happened yet.
Sometimes I feel like the Chiefs game I've been to, the parking lot atmosphere is a million more times fun than the game.
Yeah.
That's why you go.
I call myself a social sports fan because I really don't pay attention to what's happening on the field. I go for the company and the beer.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
And that works it out.
So I could stay in the parking lot and probably hear the cheers and it would be just as good for me.
You really need to go in the streetcar too. It's a lot of fun.
Isn't that crazy?
It's fun from both a convenience factor.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, hey, we were down there the other night. It was my mom's birthday. We went to Lulu's.
Yes, amazing.
Noodles at Lulu's. And we were like, oh, we really want like some dessert or whatever.
Yeah.
So we walked to the streetcar. We took it up to Power and Light. We went and got cookies.
Ooh, where'd you go?
At Insomniac. Which
amazing.
like, it's like, okay, it's a cookie place here at Power and Light. Great. I don't care. They're delicious.
To die for. Exactly.
And then we took the streetcar back down.
Yeah.
And
the
we left.
fact that it's free is incredible to me.
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't even know how they're pulling that off, but
when
they've got it figured out.
When we had David Johnson on the show and he was talking about how like the cost to like upkeep with the tickets and everything like that, it just didn't make any sense because you could technically generate more revenue just from people taking it anyway. So
that's true.
I think
I've been so many places along the path.
Yeah.
Which is silly that I've never just like quickly hopped on and even hopped off. But maybe that'll be this weekend. I don't know.
It better be.
I will tag you.
Perfect. We are going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Hear more with Mindy on the Kansas City Podcast. Hey everyone, Cole here from the Kansas City Podcast. Happy Labor Day to you. Here's what I hope you are doing right now. I hope you are sitting outside, enjoying a nice beverage. Maybe there's some food on the grill, and you've got your radio cranked up or your headphones in, and you're listening to the sweet sound of my voice. Because let me tell you, there is nothing more exciting and more Labor Day to do than sit and listen to the Kansas City Podcast. It's 100% true. I hope you're enjoying your day. I hope you're enjoying I hope it's not raining. I mean, I'm recording this before. I hope it's not raining. They said it was going to rain. But thank you for listening to today's show. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you're coming up with your own Kansas City bucket list. All right. It's time for the KC Query. Welcome back to the Kansas City Podcast. Cole Lindbergh here with Mindy Hargesheimer of at Kansas City Bucket List. Hi, Mindy.
Hello.
During the break, we were talking more and more about bucket lists and things like that. And I was upset to learn that Mindy, along with having like her list on an Excel spreadsheet and on her phone, she doesn't have it in a bucket anywhere. And this is the thing.
Knew that was coming.
This is the thing that bothers me. Why is it a bucket list if it's not in a bucket? Can you explain this? Is there a Morgan Freeman movie that will explain this to me?
Yes, I will refer you to that movie. I have no idea why I don't have a bucket, but I will later today.
You know what's really funny is that I don't think I ever heard of the term bucket list until that movie came out.
Really?
Because my grandmother loved that movie. She was like,
oh, that's funny.
And then she spent like a year, that's on my bucket list. You know, just like walking around, that's on my bucket list. You're like, Grandma, what? You don't even know what you're talking about. That's hysterical that you hadn't
heard of it, though. I thought it was like a widely known term. But then again, I thought everybody knew what goat yoga was. So.
Once again, I'm from Missouri, and we're.
Well, I'm from Oklahoma originally.
But you lived in like Chicago for a while. Yeah. Like I'm behind the times. Like I always have been behind the times. I still dress like I'm in high school. It's cool. Like
you're comfortable.
You're exactly correct. That's what it's all about. Hey, do you want to take the KC Query?
I would love to. Let's do it.
Listen up. It's the KC Query. What? KC Query. Yeah, give it to me. Ask me some questions right now.
All right. Time for the KC Query. You know how this works. I will ask you some questions, all right? You will be rewarded points. If
boy.
I ask you a question, you don't like the question, all you have to say is, stupid question. And remember, folks, you can tweet us at Kansas City Pod if you would like your question added to the KC Query FKA quiz. Mindy, here's the deal. We've already talked about some of these here. Like, I mean, we've talked about food, we've talked about restaurants, we've talked about some of the stuff, but I'm still going to ask you anyway.
Okay.
Okay. And you can, I feel like this could open up a whole new world of places that I've never heard of or never gone to. Okay. So don't feel upset here if we reiterate again that you love rye. You know,
Okay. Sounds
so,
good.
but we always.
Has anyone ever gotten a perfect score? Is there such thing as a perfect score?
I believe one person has gotten a perfect score, which was 50 points. I don't remember who that was, but
they have it in their home somewhere.
They have it in their home, or it could be, I think it's the leaderboard on our website. Check it out.
There you go.
Are you ready? We always start with this question.
Ready.
Your favorite restaurant that is not barbecue. Your favorite restaurant that is not barbecue. Do you have a favorite? You can have more than one. It's okay. What is it? Rye?
I have lots.
That's fine. This is your time to shine, really, because I mean, you go to all these places, do all these things. This is, I mean, people are. I don't want to put the pressure on you.
I will tell you, right? Like, I love rye.
Yeah.
I love Graham and Dunn.
Okay.
On the plaza.
Yes.
That's a go-to that we've been to repeatedly. I will tell you on the fast casual side, the mix.
Mix?
The mix.
Oh, I haven't been there yet.
Fantastic.
What's your go-to, like, is there a meal that I need to get in any of these places?
Mix?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, fantastic salads if you're a salad person.
Really? Okay.
Graham and Dunn, you have to get the Asian pig wings.
Oh.
It's a no-brainer.
I haven't gotten those before.
You need to.
The Asian pig wings?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's incredible.
It sounds weird.
Yeah. And it may look weird, but it's one of the most delectable things you will ever eat.
Okay.
And the Smoking Dunn cocktail.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Very nice. Yep. Okay, let's switch it up a little bit.
Okay.
Your favorite barbecue. So, I mean, we've talked the restaurant.
Yeah.
What's your favorite barbecue?
Okay, so the Z-Man is obviously a go-to favorite, but I would say, one of the favorites, Q39. But I will say I got their pork tacos most recently, and I fell in love with them.
Okay.
So that's kind of top of mind for me right now, and my favorite sides are at Jack Stack's. Barbecue.
Chicago's not a barbecue town. Chicago's a pizza town.
Yeah, it's more deep dish pizza.
What was because every time I've been to Chicago, I've always tried a different pizza place, like we had like Giordano's.
Lou Malnati's, all the way.
Which one's that? Is that, is it just in one spot?
No, there's multiple locations.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I got to go there.
That's our favorite.
So did you eat barbecue like before you left and then came back?
Meaning when I lived in Kansas City?
Yeah. Did you?
Not really.
Not really?
No.
So do you like...
I was also probably like broke straight out of college and, on that train. So I don't know what I ate, frankly.
I'm going to give you 5 points. Well done. Here we go. What's Kansas City missing? What do we need? Is there anything
Water.
Water?
We're landlocked.
Oh, okay.
But that's kind of an impossible task.
I immediately went to... I'm pretty sure that we have faucets. We got water bottles.
Some bottled water.
You're talking... Okay, so you want like a large lake, or do you want an ocean? What do you want?
I would take either. But coming from Chicago...
Yes.
Lake Michigan looks like the ocean.
Yes, it does.
So if I could bring Lake Michigan here, that's what I would bring.
Where would you put Lake Michigan at?
In my backyard.
In your backyard. Oh, so you want to live on the lake.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be ideal.
That would be ideal.
Yep.
Okay. We always have a joke on the show that there's some people that answer that question. They say they want a mountain.
Okay.
And so we'll put it in Independence.
Okay.
We'll call it Independence Mountain.
I like that's clever.
That's
I'll
not
take
bad.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. I'll give you 2 points. Well done. Your favorite local brew. Do you have a favorite local brew? Like, or any of the boulevards come to mind? You ever gotten to any of the breweries around town?
We have Tank 7 on tap in our basement.
No, you don't.
True story. We'll give you some later.
Really?
For sure. And we've got the Boulevard tap and all.
What?
Mm-hmm.
That's
and it's
awesome.
better straight out of the tap.
Oh, I bet. Well, yeah, it's always better out of the tap.
Party at our house.
So you're going Tank 7.
Tank 7.
Tank 7 all the way. What about a cocktail? Do you have like a favorite cocktail you've had before?
Well, the Smoking Dunn is really good. I'm not really a like fruity or sweet cocktail person.
Yeah.
I'm more of a like whiskey or bourbon cocktail
Okay.
person. So that's probably why I like that. But honestly, wine is my go-to.
Wine's your go-to?
Yeah. So I'm experimenting with Missouri and Kansas wines right now.
How's that going? I've never been
getting
a
better.
wine. I've
I
never
mean,
been a
it's-
wine person.
It's obviously not like Napa, Sonoma, but we're close.
Okay.
Second, third, fourth.
You gotta pick one.
Okay.
Worlds of Fun, the zoo, Powell Gardens. Where are you going?
The zoo.
You're going to the zoo.
Yeah. Because I'm
'Cause you
not
have
a
kids.
huge fan of roller coasters
Okay.
myself. So my husband would take the kids and I would be probably like having a drink somewhere
Okay.
down below on land. And then Powell Gardens, I just went to. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Love it. I think it's fantastic for events. It's serene and quiet.
Yes.
But I would say the zoo is a little more interactive, loud. Jazoo is super fun.
Yes.
Definitely need to do that if you haven't done that. And I haven't been to the Stingray exhibit, so that could be an interactive, fun thing to do.
My nephew went, and I
So-
think he was scared, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Because he
Well,
was
I
like,
probably
"Ah."
would be too.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Did
you
he
don't
like
wanna- you don't
slap
wanna-
it on accident?
I don't know. I think he
Jumped
like
out?
put his hand. It was like which I think is
Yeah.
probably what I would do as well too.
Yeah.
What are the things on top of Bartle Hall? What are those things?
Oh my God, I did not see this question coming.
It's a tough one. What are they? What do you think they are?
Roman gods? No, I have no idea. Are they actually something?
Well, yes, they are. The artist says there's something. I always said that one looked like a hair curler, and one was like a weird like crystal ball.
Well, now I'm going to look because we'll be
Yeah.
heading that way this weekend. So I'm going to text you and
Yeah,
let you
let
know
me
what
know.
I see. It's going to be like one of those psychology tests.
You
What do see?
you mentioned salads earlier. What's the best salad dressing? Your eyes just got so wide. It's like
in general or at a
Sure.
restaurant?
No, in general. It doesn't matter. It's your interpretation of the
Yeah.
questions.
I mean, it's got to be some sort of like Chipotle ranch or something.
I mean,
would
is
be
it?
great. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know.
Who's cooler, Paul Rudd or Jason Sudeikis?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
And I would like to meet both. Probably Jason Sudeikis because I have a girl crush on Olivia.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I'd like to meet her.
Here we go. I've got
And him.
another question for you. You travel a lot.
Yeah.
You've been to airports all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about the Kansas City airport?
It sucks.
It sucks.
So I agree with everybody that it's convenient,
Yes.
but the options are horrific. So I am
Yes.
looking forward to it being redone.
It's always
100%.
nice when you have to walk halfway through the terminal to the bathroom.
I wouldn't want the parking to change, like the close parking.
Yes.
It's super convenient, all of that. But it's just, and it's dark.
Yeah, there's not much.
It's a
There's
little
not much
gloomy
going
in there.
on. Yeah, it's gloomy. Okay, so
Sometimes you can't even get like a Starbucks coffee. You have to get like, I don't know.
you have to get like the
whatever.
weird ones that are in the
Whatever,
cooler.
yeah,
So,
exactly.
okay, so you are fully on board.
Fully on board.
New airport.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. What year will the Royals win another World Series? Are you a baseball fan? You said you
I
love
go
sporting.
for the company and the booze.
Okay, so you
So-
really have no.
Yeah, it'll be a shot in the dark. I'm gonna go 2020.
So out of the sporting, you got sporting, Arrowhead, you've got the Royals. You've been to Royals. You've been to the K.
Yep.
You've been to sporting. Mm-hmm. We still have to get you to Arrowhead
Yeah.
for a Chiefs game.
Yep.
Out of between the sporting and the Royals, which one was the more enjoyable?
I
Which
love
one?
sporting.
Love sporting.
Yeah,
Okay.
I love the energy. I think the stadium is incredible. I love it.
What's your KC date night like? What are you gonna do? If it's a date night, where are you going? What are you
It's
doing?
usually like we hit up 4 spots.
Okay.
So I kind of made that number up, but we'll go. We have to start with drinks somewhere.
Okay.
So even if I have a thing where if we go to a restaurant, I have to get drinks at the bar first.
Oh.
I love talking to the bartender. I love, you learn so much
Right.
from talking to those people. So whether that's at the bar at the restaurant or, for example, we went out a couple months ago and we went to Lifted Spirits and had drinks there.
Yeah.
Tried their absinthe,
Oh.
which is the first absinthe, I believe, in Kansas City. Then we went to another bar and grabbed drinks. Then we went to dinner. I think that was the night that we went to the Rieger Grill, and then we
Yeah.
went to Manifesto. So I would put live music in there somewhere.
Okay.
Like maybe a jazz club.
Yeah.
Like Green Lady Lounge or the Phoenix or something like that. So hitting up 3 to 4 spots.
Very nice.
Music, food, drinks.
Music, food, drinks. That's actually, you know what? That's
and if
perfect.
it can be
That's the most
outside,
fun.
even better.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Here we go. A lot of events. Do you have a favorite local event or an event that you've gone to that you're like, man, this is where it's at? Favorite local event?
So Boulevardia is fun.
Yes.
That's a great one. I went with my mom, my sister, and my niece to Fashion Week,
Oh,
which
yes.
was fun. I love fashion, and I always wanted to go to a fashion show, and
Yeah.
Paris is a little out of the realm.
Yeah.
So we went in the spring, which was at the Grand Hall.
Yeah.
I think in
Yeah.
Moonlight. And it was really fun for us to go.
Okay.
Yeah, that was really fun.
We're recording this before Labor Day because because there's a giant event going on this weekend.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
There's a lot going on.
Santa Caligan Days.
So I've never been to that, and
You've
I
never
don't
been to Santa
fully understand what it includes.
Okay, so Santa.
So you can educate me on that.
Let me tell you a little about.
Enlighten me.
I
Yes.
have a little bit of a history with Santa Caligan Days because
okay.
I used to have to sit up there next to a hearse to help advertise Worlds of Fun's Halloween event.
Oh, okay. That makes a little more sense
But
now.
even before that, when I was a small child, I was taken to Santa Caligan many times because it takes place in the Independence Square.
Okay. Haven't been to
And
that.
there are tons of like just carnival games and food and like all these people that are set up just all over the place. Then they have like a little beer garden and a concert and stuff, and then they have the carnival.
Okay.
Well, when I was younger,
You were a carny?
I've always been a carny, but when I was younger, okay, they had I will never forget this. In the carnival area, they had these booths set up that were partial freak show booths. So they had
Okay.
the snake lady.
Oh, God.
And what it was, and as a kid, I was blown away. You paid like $2 and you walked up these stairs to this platform and you looked inside like this trailer and there was this long snake that like...
Real.
That, not sure. I don't think it was, but it like...
At the time, it seemed like...
It was a small child, but it swirled all the way around the booth. And then there was a lady with her head stuck up through the floor. Okay.
Come on.
And like they had like kind of attached the snake part to the back. So that's why I don't think it was a real snake. But she would stand there
Based on that.
and
yeah.
she would talk to you. And you would talk to the snake lady. And
What did you talk about with her?
I don't know. You're like, how are you? And
Did she
she's
have a
like,
really long tongue? That would like...
No, she was just like, it's like they just stuck a lady through this hole in the floor.
Is she going to be there this weekend? Because
I
if
have
so,
no idea.
we will definitely make it a point to
I have not seen
go.
the snake lady, but there's more. Hold on.
Oh, God.
Same concept. Little Gloria. There was there was another little booth, and you walked and you turned this corner, and it was like another lady with her head. She was in like a baby stroller type, like a baby carryall.
Okay.
And it was a giant lady's head, like her human head, but they had attached her human head to like a doll's thing.
Gross.
And so she laid there watching TV, and it was like the smallest lady in the world, and her name was Little Gloria. Now, I do not believe they are still there. I have not found them
That's
the last couple of
unfortunate.
years.
Now I'm all
but-
excited about it to
but
get a picture with them.
You need to go to Santa Caligan just to experience the...
Okay, and
the
it's where?
In
It's
Independence.
Independence, which I haven't been to yet. Okay.
In Independence Square.
Okay.
And, just... It's like a giant,
Be prepared.
crazy, weird carnival / like...
Come brave.
Yes, and it's...
Bring a $2 bill. Actually, inflation. It's probably
I mean,
$6.
just be there. You could... And it's not like you have to go for a long time. You go for maybe a couple hours or whatever.
Okay.
And then you...
Just for the freak show.
Then you run away.
And then you escape so
And-
fast.
And the deal is, I don't think the freak show part is there in the carnival, but as you are like walking around,
It's like in the back alley.
oh no, I mean just as you're walking around, the freak show is present in
It's
front of you
everywhere around
at all
you.
times. So it's yeah, I mean,
And it's over Labor Day weekend. This isn't even Halloween.
This is
2 months before Halloween.
yes. So I mean,
Okay, getting
this
you
will
in the
come out on
spirit.
Labor Day. So I mean, we can't have an update if you go or not.
All right.
I mean, if you're looking for something to do. Santa
And you
it's
know I
once a
always
year.
am, so.
It's once a year, and it's wild. And
I have heard about this. So now guess what I'll do?
what?
I'll go online
Okay.
and I will research
Oh,
the
no,
hell out of it.
Don't research.
And I'll go
just
figure.
go.
Just go.
Just go. You
don't tease yourself with it.
Just go. Okay. So
Fair enough.
good. Local events. 10 points. Well done.
Oh, thanks.
What is your favorite pop culture? When we had Josh Lane on the show recently,
Yep.
we talked about pop culture. Do you have like a pop culture icon, someone like a Wonder Woman or someone that you look up to, or that you as a kid, like your favorite pop culture cartoon, something like that? Anything? It's just really getting to know the you very personally. The pop culture. What do you got?
I can tell you, I don't have one person that I look up to.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you that I love reality TV.
You love reality TV. Okay.
And I'm not ashamed to tell people that.
Do you have like a
So
favorite?
that's my pop culture.
Bachelor in Paradise? Bachelor, yeah.
I'm in quote unquote Bachelor Nation.
Oh,
That's
wait,
what,
that's what they call it now?
Yeah,
it's
that
Bachelor
embarrassing?
Nation?
Bachelor Nation.
Okay. And
Yeah.
did you ever at any point in your life aspire to want to be on The Bachelor?
Never.
Never. Good.
No.
Because
Nope.
you have to be a
I
certain
want to
type
watch
of person.
from afar and play the game.
See
from
all the
afar.
drama.
Yes.
play
Yeah.
out.
And Real Housewives
Oh, in Real Housewives? Which
of
one?
Beverly Hills.
Oh, okay, the original. Aren't they the original? That's the original one, right?
I don't remember. I don't know that.
I remember watching
Maybe Orange County or
Orange County or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Any others that I should watch? Like
Like reality TV.
yeah, because I mean I've seen The Bachelor. I remember when they did that thing where it was,
Does your wife like The Bachelor?
No,
Oh, okay.
we don't like The
I was
Bachelor.
gonna say it was gonna be Game of Thrones and Bachelor because that's
We
our world.
kind of like it's kind of one of those things where like it'll like all of a sudden you're flipping through the channels and then it comes up and then like because I remember. Was it like the last season where they're like, you're not gonna believe it? It's one unedited scene where like it's a breakup, and I was sitting there watching, and I was just like, why are these people doing this to themselves? What is
know.
happening?
It's so weird, but it's like a weird addiction. I have no idea. Yeah,
That's fine.
but truth be told, we do watch a lot of Netflix, but I don't. Yeah, pop culture. I'll follow stuff online, but not one person in particular, I guess.
This is kind of a regional question. Is it pop or soda?
Oh, pop.
It's pop.
100%.
Okay, very nice.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite local hangout or a place to just go hang out with your friends? Favorite local hangout, or you're always going somewhere
No,
different?
I'm always going somewhere new.
So see, I mean,
Yeah.
See, this makes me happy.
Endless supply of places to try.
It makes me happy because you're always going something new.
Yeah.
You don't. I'm not like that.
Yeah.
I've got like
most
my
people
set
are
spots.
not. Yeah,
and so
that's
like
my job apparently.
that's why part of me is like very like, I need.
What's yours?
My favorite local hangout. I really like the Colony and the Rhino in North Kansas City.
Yeah.
Really cool place. Really.
I haven't been to the Rhino yet, but I've been to.
Colony's
Colony is
great.
awesome.
They have delicious. I need to go eat there.
Yeah.
And then I am also, my wife and I, we really like, sadly now because since we moved and everything, well, maybe not sadly, like we really just like spending time at home and like doing the
Sure.
things we want to do. So like it's kind of turned into our hangout.
Yeah. The other
But
thing is we live
hard.
south,
Yeah.
so I don't have somewhere necessarily within like a 5-minute drive or a walk to go to.
Yeah.
But if I lived maybe more north, I love Thou Mayest.
Yeah.
And I love Messenger Cafe. Those are two
Yeah.
places I love. I would go there all the time.
I have found myself more so than not. Like we will always go to like a concert. We will always
Yeah.
go to like, it doesn't matter
Yeah,
where it is.
same.
We'll travel anywhere to a concert.
We love live music.
Love going to the Alamo Draft House. It's my
Yeah?
favorite movie theater in the entire world. I could watch a
Yep.
movie there
That is a
every
good
single
one.
day.
We went there.
Yeah, it's
We've been there one
amazing.
time. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
I love Crossroads for live music.
Yes.
That's probably my favorite
Yeah.
venue.
That was it's really nice.
Yeah.
It's really nice. Let's see here. Well, that answers my question because I was going to say your favorite venue to
There
see
you
a
go.
show, and you said
That's it.
Crossroads.
Yep.
Let's see. We got 2 more questions here.
Okay.
You've got kids.
Yep.
Okay. Was Mary Poppins a good nanny?
Yes.
You think so?
I have no idea.
Well-
I just decided to say yes. I don't remember.
You don't.
Now I have to go back and watch the movie.
because there's this
She
thing
had a
online.
really big handbag that looked
There's
very
this
nice.
thing online that people say that Mary Poppins. They're like,
Was she evil?
if you have kids, would you trust Mary Poppins with your children? Because she's like feeding them spoonfuls of sugar and she's taking the weird animated like LSD trips, all this type of stuff.
Probably because we're the people that bring our kids to breweries.
Oh, okay.
And we're bringing them to festivals.
So
we're the parents that bring our kids like kind of to the extreme places that a lot wouldn't.
Is there a place that
maybe
now,
I am Mary Poppins?
Is there a place now that like your kids are like a place that you really enjoy taking your kids, like a certain park, or you just, it's still the same thing, always something new?
It's always something. It's most often something new. But I can tell you, every time we drive downtown, my 4-year-old is like, Mom, look, it's Kansas City, Kansas City. So she thinks it's like downtown is a huge deal to her.
Okay.
She'll see the buildings and she like starts kicking her feet and pointing and yelling and talking to us about it because she loves it.
She's in the city.
It's so like cosmopolitan in her 4-year-old mind.
Very nice.
So that's fun for her. Anything down there is fun.
3 more questions here. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
I've heard people talk about this. No.
Okay.
Not in my mind.
Do you have a question for me? It's your chance to
Yes,
ask.
I do.
Yeah, what do you got?
So one of my favorite questions is, if you had to choose your last meal on Earth, what would it be? I'm going to give you up to 5 entrees.
Oh, up to 5 entrees?
Well, like you could do an appetizer, you can do an entree dessert.
It's my last
It's
meal.
your last meal on Earth and you know it.
Oh, man. That's not cool.
Yeah.
Okay. The first one.
You can do like your grandma's mac and cheese if you want to, but then you can also do the Z-Man or whatever you choose.
Oh, man. Okay, this is going to sound really silly. Okay. The first thing is that my dad makes burritos.
Okay.
And I want some of my dad's burritos.
Okay. What
They're
makes
like-
them so special?
They are spinach and cheese and beans. It's spinach, cheese, and bean burritos. But
I would
he
like that.
uses pork and beans, like the canned pork and
Yes.
beans.
Yeah.
And then he puts it all on like a wheat tortilla, and they're baked.
Oh my God. That's
It's amazing.
down home good.
It's like
Love it.
one of my favorite things in the entire world.
Okay.
I would also get a giant Alfredo pizza from Pizza Street.
Ooh, that's a good one.
If you've never been to Pizza
Nope.
Street, it's just
Where is that?
Oh, they're everywhere.
Oh,
It's
okay,
just
okay.
it's like a little $4.99 buffet.
Oh, wait a second. Maybe they're in multiple cities?
Oh, yeah.
I think I've
Yeah,
been
it's
then.
Pizza Street.
Yeah.
Great pizza,
like
great
mashed
price.
potato pizza or
No, you're thinking
mac and
Pizza
cheese.
Ranch. That's Pizza Ranch.
okay.
Pizza Street, like I think it started in Texas. There was one in Gladstone. There's still one in Gladstone, and I think there's one in Independence. And when I was a kid and growing up, I would eat Alfredo pizza.
It's Alfredo sauce or like noodle, like fettuccine?
It's Alfredo sauce.
Okay.
So it's like cheese and Alfredo sauce.
Straight up white pizza
It is
to die for.
my favorite thing.
Okay.
And it's like so gross because it's like a buffet.
I would love that.
Oh, it's so
there was a
good.
mashed potato pizza in Chicago at Peace.
Really?
Peace is the name of it.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. Yeah.
I would get a Z-Man.
Okay.
Okay, just because I think that would be delicious.
Yep.
I'm a huge cookie guy, so
Yes.
I'd have to get some cookies, whether it's Insomniac or maybe if I could have my grandma's cookies again.
What flavor?
I am a chocolate chip M&M guy.
Ooh,
Chocolate
together.
chip- yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Chocolate chip is my skillet cookie. That's my dessert.
Chocolate chip M&M, and then I would want. And this is going to sound silly. I want chips and salsa.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite salsa? That's a tough one.
That's a really tough one. There's so many good salsa. I like peach salsas. Ooh. Peach salsas are like my favorite. And chip wise, I have like a really a bag of Tostitos is fine. Like I can go anywhere with chips. Chips doesn't matter.
You're not a chip snob.
Peach salsa good. I like the salsa that my wife makes. I've always.
She makes her own salsa?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's delicious.
Impressive.
It's really good. And then
I don't cook,
there's always the paste stuff, which is fine. Like you could just mix them all together, but like
Paste, pecani.
sure, why not? I'm in New York City. I don't know. I would need some chips
Okay.
and salsa. Okay.
Chips and guac for me.
Chips and guac?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I want a chip. I want
Tableside
a burrito. I got
guacamole.
the burrito.
And the guacamole has to have tomatoes in it. I don't know why people don't put tomatoes in it. So that's one for me.
Wait, so what's your 5?
I think it changes a lot.
That's
There's
okay.
a place,
I'm
Joe's,
thinking about changing it right now.
I know. Mac and cheese has to be in there, like mac and cheese with bacon.
Yes.
There's a place in Chicago, Joe's Stone Crab.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with
Joe's Crab Shack?
Joe's Crab Shack. Yes. No offense. But Joe's Stone Crab in Chicago has the most incredible Alaskan king crab legs.
Oh, man.
They cut them open so you don't have to deal with the mess of it. And they give you like the garlic butter and everything. That's always been on my my last meal on Earth. Skillet cookie. That's my dessert.
Skillet cookie. Okay. See, you're thinking
isn't it
about
hard?
it. It's really hard because
Yeah.
I'm changing it in my mind
I know.
right now. Like, I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, it's a tough one. So
Can I use this question for future, Casey?
of course you can.
Thank you so much.
Isn't it fun to think about?
It is fun to think about because
Because-
I'm thinking of
yeah.
all this delicious food that I've
Yeah.
had through my life. Like,
And it's fun when you have a family one that you can incorporate too.
because now, like, okay, so like last year, my
Uh-huh.
wife and I went to Germany. We
fun.
went to London, and then we
Yeah.
went to Paris, and we went to Germany, and we went to Oktoberfest.
Yes,
and
I've been.
It's
amazing.
it's so much fun.
That is a
And
bucket list
We got
item
a
for sure.
giant beer, and
Yep.
we got like a pretzel and cheese plate.
Pretzel and cheese. I forgot to mention that everywhere we go that has that on the menu.
Yeah.
we get it.
You get it?
My husband and I have an addiction to
It was
pretzels
so
and cheese.
good. We were sitting there, and we were just like, "This
Was
is."
it the huge?
It was
one?
the giant pretzel
Bigger than your head,
with
for
like
sure.
all this cheese plate, and we're sitting there with our giant beers, and we're just like, "This
There's
is heaven.
nothing else going on around you.
This is heaven."
Right?
You know,
Yeah,
like
that's a good call.
I'm thinking about that too.
That's a really good call. Do you have a favorite? So you're a beer guy?
yeah.
Okay, so favorite beers for you or brewery?
So I'm a Boulevard person.
Mm-hmm.
I love Boulevard. I think that. I mean, I will go for a pale ale, a Boulevard wheat, all that type of stuff. You know,
Yeah.
it's just. But I also I enjoy trying some of the other ones local, like KC Beer Company, and then like I
I like their Dunkel.
love Colony because they were always doing
Yeah.
something weird and interesting, which
Yeah.
is always cool. But
Oh,
I
what
mean,
did they have? Didn't they have a cereal?
They have Fruity Pebbles
Fruity Pebbles.
inspired
Yeah, I
beer,
tried that
which
one.
was really good.
Was
it
really
was really
good.
good.
Yeah.
But I also we went to Brew Lab the other day.
Haven't been there yet. It's on my list on my computer.
It was really tasty because whenever I go to these breweries or whatever, I just want to get a flight. I want to try
Same.
everything.
Yeah.
You know, like you just give it
Yep.
a try. But there's just more and more breweries that are popping up all over the place, especially
Where
in
have
North
you not
Kansas
been yet?
City. I haven't been to so many. I mean,
know.
I
There's a
haven't
lot.
been to Calibration. I haven't been to
Same.
what's that other one? They're right there by the Crossroads Music. They've got the
Oh,
big.
is it Double Shift or?
I think it's Double Shift, maybe.
because there's two down there, right?
Yeah, it's Double Shift, and it's another one.
Oh, I'll show you another thing that I do.
And
too.
it's just I can't for the life of me remember. But that's the thing. Like I want to go to all these, and sadly
I'll
I
save
have.
on Instagram. Like this
Yeah.
is one that I want to do. Double Shift.
Oh.
Horchata.
Yeah.
River Pirate.
Let's see.
I wanna try that one.
Oh, that sounds good. The other one is I still have not been to the Boulevard tasting room yet. The new tasting room.
The new one.
I haven't been to the new
Oh,
one
it's
yet.
incredible.
I hear it's amazing.
Yes.
Because I've
It's-
been
it's
to
kind
Boulevard
of
plenty
wow
of
factor.
times for like, you know,
Yeah.
like an event or something is taking place on
Yeah.
like that top floor or whatever, but
Yeah.
I have not.
You might as well do a tour while you're there because
yeah.
the entire facility is incredible.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's a great place.
Yeah.
20 points. Good job.
woo.
Final question. Are you ready? We always end with this question. It is time for the Google challenge. And of course, I go online to the Google machine and I type in something, either a word or phrase, and I let Google autofill the answer. And with you being on the show today, I went and I typed in bucket lists are blank. What do you think it says here? What's the autofill? Bucket lists are
So not what I would say, but what Google would
what
say.
Google would say. That's right. What do you got?
First thing that would come to mind would be bucket lists are Jack Nicholson and Morgan Freeman. No, is it like bucket lists are overrated or something like that? What is it?
I'll show it to you. It says there's 3 here. It says bucket lists are bad.
Yep.
Bucket lists are stupid.
Yep.
And then it says bucket list, are they a good idea?
Are they? Oh, in the form of a question.
Yeah, bucket lists.
Who's asking
are they-
Google that?
I don't know. That's bucket list, are they a good idea? How do you feel about this? How does this make you feel?
I think so. My dad actually sent me an article by somebody who had this whole thought process on the bucket list and how ridiculous it was, and da da da.
Yes.
And to me, it's like, don't overthink it.
Yeah.
Don't overthink it. It's a way to Simply do amazing things in your life and make sure it happens rather than just conceptually like, someday let's go to Oktoberfest. You can make a bucket list and say, I want to go there by the time I turn 30 or 40 or something.
I mean, bucket list is just
don't ever think it.
It's just another way of...
It's an easy to understand concept.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just like they could call it anything. You could call this is my to-do list. This is my dream board. This is my whatever.
Yeah, and how exciting would that be if it was like, that's my to-do list, you know? So I think, that would be my...
Very nice.
Don't overthink it.
Let me tally up all your points here.
51.
Here. You are at 49 points. You were so close. 49. Good job. Congratulations.
All right.
Thank you so much for taking the KC
Thank
Query.
you. That was fun.
What? Listen now. Listen up. It's the KC Query. What? KC Query. Yeah. Give it to me. Ask me some questions right now.
Mindy, we are nearing the end of our time today. It's been a lot of fun. I am, like I said, I'm jealous of you because you're making the time to go out there, do these things, see Kansas City. I mean, I could only wish that I had... well, maybe I do have the time. I just need to go out and do it, right?
You do. That's
like,
it.
I just need to...
Put it on your calendar. Make it a point. It's
All right.
as simple as that.
Just got to go out and do it. That's what it is. This is, it's your time to shine. It's your time to plug. So obviously we know what you're going to plug, but go ahead and your time to shine. Go ahead.
Sure. So, well, first of all, I think it's been really fun. I call this my passion project, and this is a hobby, right? So I do this in whatever free time I seemingly have, but it just goes to show you can do whatever you want if you make the time for it. But it's really fun to do. I love getting the word out about all these businesses, but most importantly, the people that are behind them. I think people underestimate how much time and effort people put into these businesses in Kansas City and what they're doing for people here to give them great options. So, you know, all the people that follow me are incredible, and I love hearing from them about like what they went to do. And it's been fun for me. And I would encourage people to keep reaching out to me with ideas and, anything that they want to see. It's just, there's so much to do. I don't even know where to draw the line. It's been fun.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So at Kansas City Bucket List.
At Kansas City Bucket List, spelled out. Yep.
We will of course tag at Kansas City Bucket List in all of our posts and things like that. Remember, folks, you can find us on our website, thekansacitypodcast.com, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Kansas City Pod, and of course you can always follow me on Twitter at Cole Limburg. Final thoughts, final words of wisdom to leave today. Anything else you want to say? It's your chance.
No, I would just say no. I don't know why I would say no, because my final thought is I've been listening to you for a long time, and everybody should listen to your podcast because you are great.
Well, thank you.
You're really fun to talk to. You're really entertaining. And obviously, I will be featuring you on my page and hopefully getting a lot of people to start listening to your stuff because you've got great content.
Thank you very much.
You're
I
welcome.
very much so appreciate that.
This has been really fun.
It has been a lot of fun. Thank you for having me. And, I'm excited to see where you end up next.
I'm excited to see where you're going to end up next.
Well, that's a good point because, I mean, I'm like, I might be going to Santa Caligon this weekend now.
Looking for the snake lady.
Get outside.
Your first crush in life, the
first,
snake lady.
Her and little Gloria.
There's a small picture somewhere in a shoebox in your house, right?
There's gotta be. There's gotta be somewhere. We will see everybody next week here on the Kansas City Podcast. See you later.